Hi, welcome back and happy Saturday. Today we're talking about the Gateway Project. Have you heard of it?
Well, the Gateway Project, often associated with the CIA's exploration of human consciousness, has been the subject of various discussions and analysis. On one of the most comprehensive sources on the topic is the declassified CIA document titled Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Project, authored by Lieutenant Colonel Wayne M. McDonnell in 1983. This document delves into the technique like heavy sync, developed by the Monroe Institute, which aimed to synchronize brain hemispheres to achieve altered states of consciousness.
While direct personal accounts from participants in the Gateway Project are scarce, the Monroe Institute, which collaborated with the CIA during this period, has published numerous testimonials from individuals who underwent similar consciousness-expanding experiences. These accounts often describe profound out-of-body experiences, deep meditative states, and a heightened sense of awareness. One true testimonial from the Gateway Project is...
Well, it goes kind of like this. I didn't expect much when I arrived at the Monroe Institute. I did read about the Gateway Project, sure, the whole consciousness exploration thing, but part of me thought it was just another New Age retreat wrapped in a military-grade language. I was wrong. The first few days were quiet, peaceful. They had us listen to something called hemisync tones. That made my brain feel like I was humming in stereo. I started feeling subtly a warmth in my chest, a floaty sensation behind my eyes, like I was just about to fall asleep, but never quite did. They came as vibrations. It was the third night. I lay there in my pod, headphones on, breathing slowly, like they taught us. Suddenly I felt my body buzzing, not like anxiety or caffeine, but deep, like my bones were tuning forks. I couldn't move, and I wasn't asleep. My mind was awake fully, but my body wasn't mine anymore. A voice, not audible, but inside me said, "Don't fight it. Let go." So I did, and I popped out. I don't know how else to describe it. 1 second I was in my bed, the next I was above it, looking down at myself. I could see the room, the faint red glow of the X sign, the curling form of my physical body, but I wasn't scared. I felt right, like I had finally slipped into my true shape. I floated through the wall, like it was made of smoke. Outside, the night was crystalline. I could feel the trees breathing, the earth humming below me, like a giant heartbeat. And then, this is the part I never tell people, I felt a presence, not human, not threatening, just ancient, and watching. And I didn't speak in words, but shared something with me. Knowing that I had done this before. That this experience was a reminder, not a discovery, and that I'd forgotten something important, something vital when I chose to come back into a body. I don't remember returning, not really. I woke up in the pod, drenched in sweat, my heart racing. The facilitators just nodded when I told them. One of them said, "You've had a first real separation. It gets easier." And it did. Over the next few days I went farther. I saw what I can only describe as layers of reality, threads of light, moving patterns, voices that didn't speak in any language but carried truth. At one point I met a version of myself, older, wiser, with liquid gold eyes, who told me, "This is only the beginning." That stuck with me. I'm back home now, but I'm not the same. I feel it when I dream. I hear the tones, even when I'm not listening for them. And sometimes, just before sleep, the vibrations return, because now I know how to let go.
I think that would scare me a little. The vibrations return and be like, "Oh."
Yeah, a bit scary, but interesting.
This next story is based on an experience of a real Gateway Project participant from the Journal of Caroline S., age 42. They told me not to expect anything right away, that it could take days, sometimes weeks before a shift happened. But mine happened on the second night. Maybe it was because I had already been meditating for years. Maybe it was the tones, the strange binaural pulses that made my thoughts feel like birds scattering, or maybe something was waiting for me. The exercise was called Focus 12. The voice in the headphones guided a gentle, "You are more than your physical body," and I floated with it, deeper and deeper. Time became syrupy. My limbs heavy and light all at once. I felt like I was sinking into the bed, but rising into space. That's when the mirror appeared. It wasn't physically in the room. It was somewhere in my mind. but it was clear as glass and framed in silver. I was standing in front of it, even though I knew I hadn't moved. My reflection staring back at me, not smiling, not scared, just watching. Then it blinked. I didn't, and it stepped forward, and I couldn't. My reflection was no longer mine. It was me, but older, pale, thin, eyes darker than they should have been, like ink spilled in ice. She raised her hand and placed it on the glass, and I felt it burn in my real hand. Then she spoke, though her mouth never moved. "You are leaking." I didn't understand. I asked, "Leaking what?" She tilted her head, "Pieces, through time, through choices." And suddenly I was pulled backward, not falling, but unraveling, through corridors of memory I didn't recognize, lives I hadn't lived. A child in a desert, a woman standing in a ship made of light, a man weeping on the edge of shattered earth. All of them felt like me, versions, echoes. When I came back to my body, I was sobbing. The facilitator sat with me after. One of them, Alina, I think, held my hand and said, "Some of us meet our overselves early. That's rare. But it happens." And I asked if I was going crazy. She just smiled. "No, you're remembering." It's been 6 months, and I still see the mirror sometimes when I meditate, but now when I look into it, she smiles at me, and I think I'm beginning to understand what she meant. We are not just one person, not just one life. We are a prism, and the gateway shows us the light we have forgotten how to see.
Wow. These narratives provide insight into the types of experiences individuals reported during sessions that align with the objectives of the Gateway Project. For those interested in more firsthand experiences, the Monroe Institute's official website offers a collection of participant stories and testimonials at www.monroeinstitute, MONROE, Institute, all one word, .org.
Which I think is worth checking out, honestly. I've read several, and it's really interesting. Okay, so that's all for now. We'll be back with some strange, like, government-related experiments and experiences from the 1980s and the 1990s. Very, they did a whole thing with, like, elementary age school kids. So if you want to see more of that, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when that video comes out. We drop a video every other Saturday.
It should be interesting. I was a part of that one.
Me too.
So
if you like this, slap the like button. If you have any experiences with the project or something similar even, maybe the next one we'll see, drop a comment below. And thanks for coming out. We will see you next time. Bye.